everybody, what's going on? Sean with Triangle of Truth here. With everything that's kind of been going on with this as of late, I kind of realized while I was kind of lounging around that it's been a while since you guys have seen like a haul video, just knowing kind of what we've got in the door, what we're reading right now and stuff like that, and possible future reviews down the road. So I figured, why not? Let's jump in and let's do a video where I can show you guys some stuff that I've gotten recently, both from my pull box and some stuff that I got from one of my favorite personal like live shows that I watch on social media, on Facebook and YouTube. You can find it there, and it's appropriately titled "What's in the Box." And the premise for that show basically is the store owner just brings out a box full of stuff. Sometimes she has an idea of what's in there, other times not so much. But no matter what, it's still a bit of a surprise. And generally, if I can, if there's like a number 1 in there, or like a 1, 2, and 3 type deal, I'll try to snag it up, because there's some modern age comics, and then I've also gotten some really cool, lately it's been like on a roll of getting some 90s vintage Valiant stuff, which maybe I'll throw a pic up on Instagram soon of one of probably my couple of favorite books that I've gotten from that. But nonetheless, so I've got a mix here from both things, so it's a little bit of a large stack, so we'll just go from there. I think I'll just start, let's go from the ones that I got from What's in the Box. So I kind of realized when they pulled this book out, I've actually never read a comic from Silver Surfer, and I don't own one. So when they pulled this out, it's Annihilation Scourge, and it's the Silver Surfer number 1. So I went ahead and grabbed that, and very excited to read it, because Silver Surfer is a really cool character, and one that I've always been kind of interested in since there's a couple of cartoons I saw where I got to see him, but also from the second Fantastic Four movie from the 2000s that they did, which in my opinion are underrated as to how good they were, but that's for another video. But yeah, the Silver Surfer character in there, and I became fascinated with him and how powerful and what his powers are and everything like that. So yeah, very excited to read that. This next one is from another company that of late has really been catching not only my eye but all of our eyes here, and that's Oni Press, and this is one called Morning in America. This was, again, I saw it, the cover looked cool, it was the number 1. I just went ahead and grabbed it because everything, was at cover price, so at worst, if I don't like it, I'm out a couple bucks. So if anybody has read this, let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Next one, I'm not going to lie, I think I already own this book. I haven't had a chance to go look through my collection to find out. But nonetheless, it is still pretty cool. It's a Street Fighter comic, Akuma versus Hell. So I'll know whether I can find the book or not. I'm sure within a few pages I'll know if I have this or not. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it is actually a really cool story that unfortunately I forgot that I had the number 1, so I never went to find other issues to really finish it. But Street Fighter as a comic, I figure, would be really good. It was a great video game series. The animated movies that they've done have been awesome. So yeah, I figure, why not? Comic. Alright, so this next one, we've been trying hard as much as we can to get the number 1s of the Future State stuff from DC as it's been coming out. Because as you remember, for anybody who watched earlier in the year, I said the DC Future State stuff was one of the titles that you should read for 2021. So far, we've all read a few of the different characters and have loved it, and it's been awesome. This was one we actually had not been able to get a number 1 of, so when this popped up, we grabbed it, and that is Future State Green Lantern number 1. Very excited to read it. Again, it's DC, it's Green Lantern, and I mean, as far as I'm concerned, DC can almost do no wrong. I mean, the New 52 one was great, Rebirth is great, now I'm sure Future State's going to be just as awesome. So yeah, keep it nice and short. This next one is actually a run of 3 that they had, and it's from Dark Horse Comics, and it is called 8. It's issue 1. Doing a very poor job here. Issue 2 and issue 3. So, again, no idea actually really what it's about, but again, I'm a sucker for a cool cover. So I went ahead and grabbed it. Very excited to read it. And again, if you've read this series, put it down in the comments. Let me know what you thought about it. This next one is, I was so happy when this came up because the irony of it coming up in this sale was just, I guess, fortuitous is a good way to put it. Because we were talking about Psylords from Valiant and that we had gotten number 1, and we were like, well, how many other issues came out? Because we never saw any of the other issues after 1 in the stores and whatnot. Lo and behold, we looked it up, and yeah, there were several issues that came out, and I think a trade's fixing to. Well, like not even the next day, 2 days later, whatever. After all this, what's in the box? They have Psylords number 2 and 3 pop up. I have number 1, and I believe so. Jay and Jenna do as well. So we're excited as heck to get back into it. I will probably reread number 1 because it's been a little bit, and I can't remember exactly what it was. So I'm just going to read 1, 2, and 3 back to back to back and check it out. And I know it's going to be good because this was, from what I can remember, reading number 1, I know I was excited to dive more into the story. So that's one of those. It was an automatic duh when you had to pick it up. This next one, I was very, very happy as well to pick up because I had gotten number 1 of it. I think it was last year, and then of course pandemic hit, and that just affected a lot of things. And Valiant was really, really affected in everything. So this story got put on hold for quite a while, and this is the newer Exo run, number 2, I believe this is. No, I am so sorry. I am so wrong. No, this is not the new Exo run number 2. What this was is last year I had found or bought from an online show this particular Exo run that this is from, and it was like issues 1 through 40 something, almost the entire run, but it was missing issue 2. And the only reason why we know this is because we reorganized all of our comic collection a few weeks back, and of course that came out, and we were looking through it, and of course we realized issue 2 was the one that we were missing. So this came up, and I went ahead and grabbed it so that collection is complete. I am so sorry that I got that wrong the first time, but hey, whatever. We live, we learn, we move along. So yeah, it was pretty cool to find that, and now we basically got that entire run in single issues. So very excited. I have not actually read that run yet, so I'm actually hoping maybe one day when I get on vacation later this year, I'm just going to pull out that entire run and just blow through it. So yeah, confusion. Moving along. The nice thing about this sale is they generally have a lot of somewhat older Marvel books. You know, your 90s, early 2000s, early teens. Because no offense to big Marvel fans, but really since I would say like 2017, 2018, most Marvel stuff has been, with the exception of very few things. All the Deadpool stuff has been great. There have been a few other things that are really good, but nothing has been like, you know, the Marvel Zombies, Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, you know, Civil War, Secret, you know, stuff like that. You just haven't been able to capture that magic, it seems like. So this was another one where I wanted to check it out because it was a number 1. I forget what they said this was a part of and what story it leads into, but nonetheless, I said check it out. So it's called Avengers No Road Home number 1. Try to get that up to you. Very excited to check it out. This next book was one that it doesn't have a box and board on it. It's got a couple tears in it, and it was, if I remember right, maybe $1 or it was free on the sale. They were just like, does somebody want to give this thing a home? I'm like, well, of course, it's a number 1. And it's a Marvel book. It's Thunderbolts number 1. Let's probably put that up there to you. It's actually not in as bad a shape as, for whatever reason, I guess it sounded like on the sale. So when I got this thing, I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. And, you know, I've got spare bags and boards. Flip through it. Looks like amazing artwork. I'm actually excited to read it and whatnot, as I am with anything I pick up. And then until I read it and it either sucks or it doesn't. It's the best way to put it. So excited to dive into that and just check it out. This next one is from Image. I have no idea what this is about, but it's called Redlands, and it was issue number 1. Again, up on the sale. Grab it because ever since this big expansion I did where I started reading stuff outside of superhero stories last year, the number 1 company that has probably had the most books that I've been interested in that time, in the last 12 months, has been Image. So anytime I see an Image number 1 coming out, unless it just looks really weird or goofy to me, especially with the artwork, I will always give it a shot. And I honestly am not even sure that there's been a book that I'm just like, I'm good if I never read that again. Now, most of the time, I've always, I think, been like, all right, I'll give it another issue. And then most of the time, it's always been, holy crap, what else is there? Is this brand new? Are there, if it's not, are there trades? How much, that's literally what it's been like for Image. So, yeah, if you are, and getting off on a tangent here, but before I move on, the last thing I'll say is, in my opinion, Image is the best comic book company going right now, along with like Scout and Aftershock. Those are the ones for me that have consistently had the big line of comics that I really like. There are a bunch of others though that kind of are starting to really get in there with me, and it's getting to a point where sometimes I don't always remember who the book is by because everything that I've been reading is so good. So yeah, little tangent, moving along. Alright, very last book from the sale. I got this because I was a big fan of the TV series when it was on. And this is a 24 Underground number 1. Kiefer's on the cover. Not only is the show great, I'm a big Kiefer Sutherland fan. One of my favorite actors. Just always has been and always will be. That's all I can say about that. I'm sure there are probably some people watching this video that were fans of 24, the TV show. That was such a cool concept. I actually came onto it, I want to say, in the last or next to last season that Jack Bauer was in it. So, take that for what you will. But then I've gone back and I'm moving all the way through the series now. So, and it's phenomenal stuff. All right. So now we're moving into what came in my pull box the last time I was at the store. This was one of those where a lot of the comics that, the ongoing series that I've had in my box have been on a bit of a hiatus the past couple of months. And so more and more I'm getting a box where there's just stuff that I had no idea was coming out for new books. So I've been steadily getting really surprised. And this particular haul here, for me, super excited when I started going through all this stuff. There are some of these I have read, and there are some of these I have not, and I'm not going to spoil that by going on any reviews about them. I'm just going to show you the books and go from there. So this first one, I had no clue whatsoever this was coming, but it's a DC run, and it's a Ruby Justice League crossover. And all I can say from reading this particular issue so far is they basically have it. So far it seems set in the Ruby universe, but they're bringing the DC characters, Justice League characters in a very, very cool and interesting way. So if you've not read it, but you're a fan of maybe both franchises or one franchise, definitely check it out because I think you'll enjoy it, especially just for the twist that they're putting on the Justice League characters that you have met so far. So definitely check it out. This next one from Image, this is one of my gamble picks, and this is actually a very cool thing. There are a few gamble picks in here that they do for me. They'll take a gamble and they'll throw something in my box. So this is called Helm Great Castle number 1. See if I can get you a good angle of that cover. If not, I apologize. Again, no idea what it's about, but the cover looks super cool. So I'm definitely excited to read it and check it out. This next one, these next couple, yeah. So I got a couple of Scout comics coming up for you, number ones. And this is called Galactic Rodents of Mayhem, number one. Yeah. Just the title alone and the cover sold. That's all I need to say. I'm ready to read it. This next one is called Snatched from Scout Comics as well. Let's see that cover. This is the number one. I can't remember what this was about when I read the brief synopsis on Scout's Instagram page. But nonetheless, you can tell from this it's probably some kind of like slasher thriller, just something that's going to be really cool. Scout is very versatile in whether they do horror, slashers, and all sorts of stuff. So I think this will be good. This is a new writer for me. I don't think I've read anything by Sheldon Allen or if it's Mauricio Campitella. Hopefully I got your names right. But I'm very excited to check it out anyway. This next one is a number 3 of 6 from DC. And so far, the series is great. And this is Crime Syndicate, number 3. Definitely check it out. Again, DC, it's killer. All the stuff that they've been doing with the current universe that they're building around, or these alternate universes like what this is, phenomenal. So definitely check it out. Alright, next one is a Matt Kindt book. I've already talked about this series. I've had it in past hauls. The cover may not show too well, but try anyway. But it's Fear Case number 4. Let's see, there we go. So yeah, this series, promise you, top series of 2021. One of the top series, I should say, so far for me. It has been amazing. Matt Kindt, flat on fire. Dude can do no wrong as it is, but this year he's got, I think, 2 or 3, maybe 4 ongoing series, and they have all been freaking awesome. That's all I can say. Alright, so moving along, this next one is, again, from Dark Horse. This is a series where they're doing like part 1 and 2s, so it's little short stories in 2 issues. But this is from one of my favorite TV shows. All the comics have been super fun for me to read because I can hear the characters from the show voice-wise and their personalities and their inflictions in my head. So the story is very real to me when I hear it. And this is called The Orville Digressions Part 1 of 2. Super excited again. I can't get enough of these. I want to say this is the 5th book so far for the Orville series that's come out. And it's just been a joy for me. I love it because I know it's going to be a bit before we get more of the TV series. So these are good. Some of these are fillers in between the seasons that have already happened. And then some of these are, I think, fillers until we get a new season. Alright, so this next one is from Mad Cave Studios. If you've never heard of them, you've got to check them out. They are super awesome. Battle Cats, I think, is one of their big, well-known series. Honor and Curse is another one. Just several others. They're a really kick-ass company with a lot of cool stories going. And this one, I have no doubt, is going to be a good one. It looks like it's called Beck Star, number 1. This is another one of the gamble picks for me. And again, super excited to get into it. Looks like it's going to be quite a bit of fun. Alright. And last, but certainly not least, number 3. If you've not read this series yet, what's wrong, man? That's all I can tell you. Get to your comic shop, get issues 1 and 2, and get 3. This is Nocterra number 3 from Scott Schneider. Again, absolute top series for 2021. Phenomenal. So far, every issue has been great, and it's literally left me ready to get the next one. So I am definitely going to be probably reading this one first out of the entire group, along with Fear Case. Anyways, that's all I've got for you guys this week. I know it's been a bit. We've got a lot going on behind the scenes, but rest assured, we've got stuff coming, reviews. We're even probably going to bring back some questions of the week. That's something we haven't done in a while, but Jay especially has had a few questions that I think could be really good. Jenna has also had a couple of really good questions that I hope get turned into videos here. If not, I might ask her if I could steal it and just give my answer to the question. But also, I plan hopefully to start watching quite a few animes and trying to get some Manga Madness going, because I know I've kind of neglected the animes. I'm sorry, that's, bad shot. So, yeah, really excited. I want to get that going again and share with you guys, because there are a lot of really cool animes, new animes and older animes that I'm finding out about, and luckily they're all at points where I can get the entire series and I can just binge watch it as much as I want. As always, everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy. Catch you guys next time. Later, everybody.